Donald Trump just wrapped up a press conference in the Oval Office, and not only was it a rambling mess, but I want to cue you into a few things because he has very clearly switched his tone on the Epstein files. He is backed into a corner. The political pressure on Donald Trump right now is immense. I'd argue we really haven't seen anything like it. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump have broken up. That statement right there is insane. If I would have told you that 3 months ago or 6 months ago, you would be like, what the hell is going on? Everybody knows that Donald Trump is all over these Epstein files as he panics and he said, I'm going to release them. Never mind, I'm not going to release them. There are no files. It's a hoax. I'm investigating it again. He's trying to wiggle his way out of this as we gear up for a vote on the House floor. So I want to play a few of these clips and talk about it. Let's start right here first because a reporter asked a pretty interesting question when this press conference started. Take a listen.
Yeah. Mr. President, I have a question about Venezuela, but can I just first ask, the health of the president's always news. Your voice sounds a little rough. Are you feeling all right?
I feel great. I was shouting at people because they were stupid about something having to do with trade in a country, and I straightened it out. But I blew my stack at these people.
Well, it sounds like there's a follow-up there, but can I ask you about Venezuela? You suggested...
Is there what?
It sounds like there's a follow-up there, but can I ask you about Venezuela?
I thought you said there was a polyp. And I said,
Interesting. A lot of people noted that Donald Trump did not sound good today. He was his voice is really raspy. It almost sounds like he has a sore throat. One of the press individuals in there asking him about that. Obviously, Donald Trump recently got an MRI and claimed he doesn't know why he got the MRI. We see bruises on his hands, swelling of his ankles, the oldest president ever. We'll come back to that, I'm sure, just in the next few days on this channel as Donald Trump continues to very clearly cognitively decline, which, by the way, if you haven't already subscribed, it would mean so much. Go right down below. Just hit subscribe, like this video. It really goes a long way. I appreciate the support lately. All right, let's move on to the next clip because this is where things get interesting. Take a listen.
You posted on Truth Social last night. You urged House Republicans to vote in favor of this Epstein release bill they're going to vote on tomorrow. I just want to be super clear on your position. Do you want to see that pass the Senate? Would you sign that bill if it gets to your desk?
I do want to... here's what I want. We have nothing to do with Epstein. The Democrats do. All of his friends were Democrats. You look at this Reid Hoffman, you look at Larry Summers, Bill Clinton, they went to his island all the time, and many others. They're all Democrats. All I want for people to recognize a great job that I've done on pricing, on affordability, because we brought prices way down, but they're going way lower.
Okay. Couple things there, but listen, right after he finishes saying that, he says this.
With that, at a lot of inconvenience. So I'm for any. I don't. They can do whatever they want.
You would sign
We'll
it
give
if it
them
comes to your
everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it. But don't talk about it too much because honestly, I don't want to take it away from us. It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them, and it's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax, and I don't want to take it away from really the greatness of what the Republican Party has accomplished.
So this is the plan. This is the game plan. Donald Trump posting on Truth Social last night and then reaffirming in the White House just an hour or two ago, saying, I'd say hesitantly, that, yeah, I think Republicans should vote yes to release the Epstein files and I'll sign the bill. Yeah, I'll sign the bill. But everyone should just stop talking about this. I'll sign it. I'll do whatever. They can do whatever they want. We should talk about affordability. Which is funny. I want somebody to figure out how many times Donald Trump has said affordability since 2 weeks ago. The elections that, Democrats crushed around the country. I mean, it was a blue wave in places like Virginia, Mississippi, Georgia, New York City, New Jersey. I mean, it was utter domination from Democrats. And when we poll on the issue of the economy and affordability, that was a lot of the reason Democrats won by such big margins. And I'm curious how many times he's used the word affordability since then, because it sounds like a lot. It's like some advisor got in his ear and was like, you should talk about affordability more. It's like, oh my God. Regardless of that, this is the plan right here. Donald Trump saying, you know what, go vote for the Epstein files. Why the switch? Brett Meiselas put it really well on Twitter. Again, the True Social post where he's essentially saying, I don't care anymore, vote to release the Epstein files. I'll sign the bill. The key phrase here is whatever they are legally entitled to. That's what his True Social post says, that the House Oversight Committee can have whatever they're legally entitled to. But Trump just ordered the DOJ to launch an investigation into Epstein ties to Democrats. You heard also in that conversation in the Oval Office from today, from just a few hours ago, him saying this is a Democrat issue. And in fact, look at all these Democrats who have such great relationships with Jeffrey Epstein. He's trying to prime this as he, again, orders the DOJ just a few days ago to investigate something that's a hoax and he said didn't need to be investigated anymore, which is, I mean, that's so confusing on its own. But he's saying, go investigate Democrats. And then he's saying, I'll essentially agree to release the Epstein files, whatever they are legally entitled to, using the key phrase, whatever they are entitled to. So he orders the DOJ to launch an investigation into Epstein ties to Democrats so he can claim that large portions of the files now can't be released due to an active investigation. It's a manufactured loophole to block anything he wants. And Bart Mycelis is absolutely right here. This is why we have seen this switch from Donald Trump. He's going to open an investigation into something he said didn't need to be investigated, and he said there was no files and it's all a hoax, reopen the investigation, and then basically Donald Trump will have the executive authority to just pick and choose what files don't get released to the American public. And if there are questions about why we're not getting more files, hey, the files that got released, it seems like there's not a lot of them. So, oh, well, the rest are under active investigation, which means we can't release them. We cannot let Donald Trump and this DOJ that's been hyper-politicized, this executive branch that is, frankly, more loyal to Trump than anyone else, we cannot let them get away with this. That's why it's so important that we continue to talk about this. And again, his goal here will be to say, okay, whatever, I'll vote to release him, but everybody just ignore this. Let's talk about affordability. Why? Look at these poll numbers for Donald Trump right now. Net approval by issue. This is from The Economist. And I'd argue that most polls say the same thing right now. On inflation and prices, it's his worst polling issue right now. He is minus 35, underwater 35 points on inflation alone, just inflation. CNN poll from October of 2024 had him plus 9. Plus 9. Right now, that same poll has him underwater 26 points. He's getting slaughtered on this issue because inflation is up, unemployment is up, there's record numbers of layoffs. This is the slowest pace of hiring this country has seen since 2009, excluding the pandemic. I mean, people are calling bullshit. Everybody's feeling the squeeze right now. And so Donald Trump's going to throw this smokescreen and he's going to say, let's talk about affordability. Let's talk about affordability. It's garbage. It's complete garbage. Let's go to the next clip.
I believe that some of the people that we mentioned are being looked at very seriously for their relationship to Jeffrey Epstein, but they were with him all the time. I wasn't at all. And we'll see what happens. What I just don't want...
I wasn't at all. I wasn't with Jeffrey Epstein at all. Let's look at some pictures. That's okay, there's Donald Trump. There's Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Here's Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein again. Here's Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein again. I think I'd put money right now, if I was a betting man, I'd say when this period in American history is all said and done, Donald Trump will go down with data points based on data. It'll come to be that Donald Trump lies more consistently and more outrageously than any figure in American history, political or not. I mean, this guy lies so outrageously. It's just a different reality. He's like, I was never with Jeffrey Epstein. All these Democrats were around him all the time. There's more photos of Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein than Donald Trump with his own damn kids. And you've seen all of these photos. I don't have to keep showing you photos. There's so many photos. There's so many, even when there's not photos, there's a bunch of like articles, confirmed articles of like from, the early 2000s of, oh, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, like were at some business opening together. They were at a Victoria's Secret party together. They were at a private event together. They were together all the time. Absurdity. Absolute absurdity. Let's go to the next clip.
You're also potentially launching strikes in Mexico or putting American troops or American personnel into Mexico to deal with the
Would I launch strikes in Mexico to stop drugs? It's okay with me. Whatever we have to do to stop drugs. Mexico is... Look, I looked at Mexico City over the weekend. There's some big problems over there. If we had to, would we do there what we've done to the waterways? You know, there's almost no drugs coming in through our waterways anymore. Isn't it down like 85%?
It is, sir.
I don't know who the
Absolutely.
15% would be.
Yep.
It wouldn't be you.
No, that's for sure.
No, I think it's been,
Tons and tons of
you would say that's a big signal.
Absolutely.
We have almost no drugs coming into our country by the sea, by, the waterways. And you know why, okay? I mean, it's pretty obvious. Would I do that on the land corridors? I would absolutely. Look, every boat we knock out, we save 25,000 American lives. Not to mention the destruction of families. These families are decimated forever.
I think you get the idea here that I wanted to point out before we end off, which is this guy is seriously cognitively declining. I mean, it can't be overstated, and it's sad. I mean, he's suggesting today in the Oval Office, yeah, I mean, I'd strike Mexico. I'd send U.S. troops into Mexico, listing all these fake stats about these strikes he's doing on boats near Venezuela and saying that, every time we strike a boat, it saves 25,000 American lives, which this is a number he made up. It's also a war crime, right? There's not I'm hard pressed to find many people being objective that believe the strikes that he's doing on these boats are legal at all. He's just like, I have the executive authority to do this. I don't have to ask anybody. I don't have to prove to anybody that these boats are what I say they are. I'm just going to strike them and kill people. And when we've seen strikes on these boats that result in people surviving, the DOJ, or I should say just the American government, just ends up, essentially finding them and then releasing them and letting them go. It's always interesting that they never want to, bring these people in or provide more evidence about who these individuals are. It's almost like if they did, it wouldn't go well for them. It's a war crime. This guy is cognitively declining. He's losing his goddamn mind, and he's panicking right now because politically things are not good. Marjorie Taylor Greene has left Donald Trump. I think that's all that needs to be said. Look, if you enjoyed this video, it would mean a lot if you click like and subscribe down below. You guys have been so supportive lately, and truly, I appreciate it. I hope you have a great start to your week, and I will see you in the next video.